it got me thinking about the things I've read about how the brain responds to music, and there's actually quite a lot of research on this. And it turns out there are certain types of sounds that cross species tend to communicate certain emotions. So sounds that are fast or jagged or loud mean something urgent, possibly dangerous. I'm hearing in my mind the call that monkeys make in the jungle when they know that there's a leopard coming, like a monkey alarm call. And something that's slow and smooth means calm. Now, it's possible that music existed before there was even speech, which of course would mean that our brain, this would be like why our brain is adapted to hear certain emotions in certain kinds of sounds if we were communicating with one another without words before the words came. It's a little bit controversial, that idea that music came before speech. But there's a big overlap between the areas of the brain that process language and the areas that process music. They're not exactly the same, but there is a very large overlap. And music affects our brain in a variety of ways. It affects the limbic system, which is the part of you that handles emotions. It affects the autonomic nervous system, and that's the part of your brain that's a little bit beyond your control. It controls your heart rate, your breathing, your blood pressure, things like that. And music affects the dopamine reward system, like the release of neurotransmitters that make you feel good. So they've done studies when people are at a concert and all listening to the same music together, obviously. The autonomic nervous systems tend to sync up. I remember during COVID, they said that was an important reason to do things that were musical through Zoom, to have that experience of syncing up with other people, even though, of course, you were not in sync. But that syncing was a powerful antidote to some of the challenges of the COVID isolation time. And then the dopamine rewards come when you're listening to music and you hear something that you're expecting to come, or you hear something that you're not expecting, but it's a pleasant surprise or a surprise that you like, basically. And what exactly one is expecting is highly cultural. So it's not like certain sounds are always going to be a surprise to everybody worldwide. It's more as youngsters, we hear a lot of the music of our culture, and then that's how our brain develops kind of these patterns of what it is that we're expecting to hear. For example, in our Western music, we're used to hearing, if we hear something like this, we're used to hearing this. Not, or, so those are unexpected sounds. And composers like to use those. That's called a deceptive cadence. Those show up a lot.